Hello and welcome. I'm happy you're here. I'm Melissa, and today's video we're going to do my 2024 wish list plants that have been on my want list for a while, or new plants that I want to acquire at some point in my plant collection. So I have my computer laptop here and I have my phone as well. And I'm gonna pull up images of these plants that I talk about on the screen. And you're also gonna see some computer footage on the screen so you can see these plants more in full. So I'm excited. This is going to replace my favorites video for the month of November because, to be quite honest, I'm getting a little bit burnt out with those just because I feel like there's only so many plants that are my favorite each month, and I kind of want to take a break from those videos for this month and December. So I'm excited. We're going to get started here with our first group. I'm going to do them into different plant genus. So I'm going to start with one genus and do all my wish list and then move on to all the ones that I have. And I have some rare plants that I don't know when I will acquire. And I also have some common plants. So it's a nice little mixture that I have. So we're gonna get started here with our first ones, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, up first on my wish list, let's do Alocasia because I love Alocasia and I want to collect some more rare, variegated forms, and I would dream to have some of those. So I'm going to show you a good, I think, 3 to 4 that are on my wish list that if I can acquire at least 1 to 2 of those next year, I would be so happy. There's some beautiful plants. I love variegated plants, and variegated alocasias are a dream. I did acquire some wish list plants this year already, and one of them was that was last year actually, the variegated Friedeck. And that is gorgeous. I love mine. It's actually in my cabinet behind me. So up first is going to be a variegated alocasia, like Amazonica or Poly. I don't know if you've seen those plants, but they are beautiful. I mean, the pink and the white and the creamy tones, so beautiful. I don't know when I would ever acquire this kind of plant. Look at that. How gorgeous is that color? I don't have pink variegated plants, but I would dream of that one day. I want to actually see if I can find the price for what these are going for. We're gonna do an Etsy search. Oh, wait a minute. I've ordered from this Green Escape before. They have variegated Alocasia Poly starter plants for $49.50. What? I haven't even searched for prices of these in a really long time, so hello. Don't make me go onto Etsy now and buy plants for Black Friday. It's the day after Black Friday. I'm gonna add this to cart and just save it so I don't forget about it. This wasn't supposed to happen. Whoopsies. Maybe I will acquire some of these before 2024. But yes, variegated pink poly. I see these on Instagram, photos of them, and they're just such a beautiful plant. Like this picture here, that is gorgeous. So beautiful. I have the regular Alocasia Poly or Amazonica, and I recently put it into pot, and it's doing better. It had a fungal issue. It completely went dormant on me. It died back, and I think the variegated one is stunning. So I would love to own this one day. I was kind of interested in the Bambino version. I don't know if you've seen those. Oh, here's one right here. Oh, see, this one says $240. Why is it saying almost sold out? Are they wanting me to just check out to check out? Yeah, we're gonna ignore that. I've seen these go from $50 to $75 recently on a different site from Orange Lake Nursery, I believe. But I think the Bambino is cute. It's not as cute as the Poly. I feel like I like the bigger leaves better. So I think eventually I may want this little Bambino. It was on my list, but I feel like if I could get one or the other, I would love that. But I feel like this price, 240, is extremely expensive because I've seen them as low as $50 for like a little tiny starter plug. So I would not pay that price for it. But yeah, any of those two, I would dream to have. Only 9 available and it's in 20 people's carts. Should I check out? Should I buy this right now? No, I'm not gonna buy this right now. So yeah, I want one that's like highly variegated too. So I feel like just buying a corm or a little starter plant, you can't really predict the variegation because I've had corms I've taken off of my variegated fry deck and it's unstable. Like you could have one that grows green or not as variegated as some others, or one that's more white. So it's really hard to tell what you're going to get. So that's why it's always good to kind of buy a somewhat of an established plant with at least a few leaves so you can kind of see what the genetics are versus buying just like a corm and taking a chance, or maybe just seeing what the mother plant looks like and you might have a little bit more of an idea, but still like variegation is unstable and it's hard to predict what you're going to get. So that is one of the alocasias on my list. The next alocasia on my list is a variegated dragon scale, but the albo version. So I have actually a regular dragon scale and I have the silver dragon, but my dragon scale, I actually bought mine as a variegated one back in the day. And the variegation is very minimal. It's slight, but it's not the albo variegation. It's like a lighter green on the darker green. It's very hard to see, and I actually find the variegation to fade over time as the leaf hardens. So I feel like I didn't really get a true variegated dragon scale. And none of the corms, I have grown several corms from this plant back and none of them have come in like full variegated. When I had purchased it, it had one leaf that was variegated and it quickly died off. And this was kind of back before I even knew about variegated plants and how stable versus unstable. Like I didn't really know much about it at that time because I bought my dragon scale a long time ago. So I really want the albo version. So I'm gonna pull up the albo version. Ooh, wow. That is pretty. I want one that's highly variegated. Wait, is this legit? Oh, this ships from the Philippines, so this isn't even legit. Not even here in the US anyway, but look at that leaf. That is very beautiful. Gorgeous. I think the dragon scale is such a beautiful alocasia. I would love to have one that's variegated like that. Okay, let's filter this. Maybe by US seller so we can see what the prices are going for. Okay, this one says 262, 206. Here's one that's 200. Oh wow, that is beautiful. I feel like 200 isn't like too bad of a price. It's still very expensive, but I feel like back in the day during COVID pandemic times, this probably would have been $500, $600. Those are beautiful. I would be tempted to buy one of those. But the only thing is it says grower's choice. So with grower's choice, you aren't picking the plant, which means you are taking a chance. So I would rather buy one of the exact plant. That way you can see what you're getting in a way. I'm not seeing a lot of the albo dragon scale. So yeah, we're still looking at least like upwards to 200, 250 for some. So yeah, that's pretty expensive. I do want one day. Because then it's like, I feel like alocasias, you can grow out corms, and so you're basically getting free plants from the plant, and then you can like sell a corm if that's what you wanted to do. So you get, like, you are investing in these plants, but then you can get your money back, so to say. So I feel like investing in some more rare alocasias is kind of worth it, if that makes sense. So I love, love, love variegated plants, and these alocasias that are variegated would be a dream to have. Oh, I have also another variegated alocasia that I would love to have one day is the variegated caprea. And I don't even know where you would get one of those. The variegated black velvets are beautiful too. It's like a pink color. Maybe one day, like way in my future. See, I mean, look at that. That is just beautiful. I think these are extremely rare. I don't even really see them coming up for sale. $983 on Monstera X Marketplace. 1G. I think those are a way, way, way out of budget. So yeah, I think for 2024, I'm going to stick with either the variegated dragon scale albo or the variegated poly Amazonica. But if I can get a small one from this shop for $50, a starter plug, I'm going to buy that. I really think I'm going to buy that. If I buy it, I will let you know. But yeah, the caprea is way out of budget. That will not be happening next year. So I think for the variegated alocasia, that is it. There's actually one more alocasia that I want for 2024. I actually saw this recently. I came across this Instagram account and I immediately followed them because of a different plant that I saw. It was a Monstera Burl Marks Flame. And if you guys don't know, I recently acquired a tissue culture, which is in my cabinet. That was like one of the top wish list plants that I wanted. And I recently got it last month. So I did acquire that and I'm so excited. That and the mint, which I acquired this year, were like my top ones. And so I saw like a picture of the Monstera Flame and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. So I clicked on it. It was like on the Explore page on Instagram, and I immediately, I guess they had a different alocasia pinned or somewhere towards the top of their page, and I saw it and I clicked on it and I'm like, that is beautiful. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name, but it was like a Watsania or something. I feel like this is a beautiful alocasia. I mean, look at that. I don't know if that looks like, it looks kind of leathery in a way. I don't know if that's like a really velvety leaf or not. That's beautiful. That veining is what caught me, and like the veining that goes up where it's not, where it's kind of closed, like a closed sinus in a way. I just think that's so unique. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous alocasia. And this one wasn't even on my radar until like this week. Let me see if anyone is selling it. Let's see. Maria's Plant Farm. I've never heard of that. Here's one for $75 on Etsy. We Love Plants Florida.com for $40, just like a baby one. Oh, that's really cute. I would totally buy that for $40. I feel like $40 is a decent price. Okay, so I guess it's not too expensive. I feel like I could easily acquire that next year. I feel like it wouldn't be so out of budget. I can do $40 to $50 for that. I would pay that. So those are my top allocations that I'm looking to get. I would love both the Dragon Scale Albo and the Poly, the pink Poly one, or the Bambino. One of those three, and then the Watsania. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, I would love the Caprea one day, but again, that's just, I cannot drop a G on one of those. That's way too expensive. So yeah. So Monstera is my favorite genus, and since I acquired the Monstera Flame, there's not really another Monstera that's currently on my radar. I don't know if that'll change, but as of right now, I don't have any other Monstera that I want. I was looking at, there's like a white Monster, but honestly, I feel like I have the mint and I'm gonna be happy with the mint, that I don't need like another kind of variegated Monstera, and I have like the Aria and the Albo. I think I would be happy with those three. Now in my future, if they become more readily available and I'm tempted to get it, I probably would, but I'm very happy with my little mint that I got and I can't wait for it to grow. So no Monstera currently on my radar for next year. Moving on to Philodendron. I actually recently did a Philodendron collection and I had almost 40 different species, which is a lot. And I am looking to downsize my collection next year. That is a goal of mine. I have too many plants for just myself to care for, and plant care is getting overwhelming. I feel like I've been procrastinating a lot and just getting behind and falling behind on plant care, that I kind of just want to go through my collection, get it down to plants that I just absolutely want to keep, and then just get rid of ones that aren't bringing me joy or I have duplicates of, and just really toning in on my collection. That is a huge goal. Someone once told me that they follow the 1 in, 1 out rule, which I might be tempted to do that next year. I do want to get more tissue cultures, and sometimes I don't consider baby plants a plant really until it starts growing more and taking up space. I mean, it's still a plant, but it takes up such tiny space that I love plants when they're that small. When they start to grow big, it gets to be a lot because they're so big, you know? So I might do that for next year, follow that rule. If I get a plant, I'm gonna have to let a plant go. At least while I have like so many extra plants until I can start downsizing, but I'm really like, I feel like I have exceeded my limit on the plants. I haven't counted in a really long time, and I do want to do an updated houseplant tour, but I really need to it's probably upwards to close to 300 easily, so it's a lot. Yeah, and like 40 plus of those are just philodendron. The only philodendron that I really am looking to get would be one that I don't even know the price of. It would be a philodendron caramel marble. And I have a ring of fire that I recently acquired, which is kind of similar in a way. But there's just something about this plant that I feel like I want. It's just such a beautiful plant. Look at that. Look at that pink. That is a beautiful leaf. I think this is probably, yeah, Taiwan. This is not even US, but that is gorgeous. The pink. I think it's the pink that gets, it looks very similar to the Ring of Fire. So I don't know if I would like have to have this. But I feel like I would want it because of the pink. I don't really have any pink plants besides my pink princess philodendron. And for some reason, I really want to get some pink plants. That's why I want the pink poly and some more like variegated pink plants. But this is gorgeous. That leaf is everything. So beautiful. The Ring of Fire I've recently fallen in love with, and I feel like this one I would really, really love to have one day. I really would. Let's see. Let's see if we can find one for sale. Here's what I'm going for, $645. Oh wow. I don't see the pink though. I guess new leaves, maybe the new leaves come in pink. I mean, for $645, you best be showing the root system. I don't even see the root system on that. Oh, that's gorgeous, but that's a lot of money. I will not pay that much for a plant. Oh wait, here's a tissue culture for $210. That's more like it. Look how tiny that is. That is freaking adorable. See, I would buy a tissue culture. I really would. Northland Botanical. I haven't heard of them. Just because I feel like I love like the tissue culture process. I would buy that and take a chance on a tissue culture. $237 is still quite a bit. What's this 210? There's a 210 and then there's a premium for $312. I don't know what premium means. They're not really differentiating. Okay, so we're looking at a tissue culture for like $200 to $300, and then cutting or a more expensive plant upwards to like $600. What is this one? $189. Oh, in vitro. So that's like a tissue culture. Acclimated, $3.25. Yeah, it's very expensive. So I would definitely do a tissue culture for that. All right, so I think I would be tempted to get one of those next year, maybe. See, that's all the philodendron that's on my wish list because I personally, philodendron isn't my favorite genus. It's starting to get cloudy, so if the sun is changing, yeah, philodendron isn't my favorite genus, and honestly, a lot of them are kind of difficult growers for me, and they're such a spider mite magnet for me. I talked about that in my collection video that I am looking to downsize like a good portion of those. So I'm kind of steering away from philodendron next year. I don't really want to acquire any besides this philodendron caramel marble. That's the only one that I'm really interested in. So we are going to move on. Let's do Anthurium next. Now I only have 2 Anthurium that are on my list, but I know down the road I will want more. I just think there's so many hybrids now that I don't even know what all I want. I haven't really looked into Anthuriums that much and ones that I would want eventually in my collection besides these 2. And these are 2 that I've wanted for a really long time. I just haven't gotten them yet. And they're not like, I don't feel like they're super expensive. The first one is the Anthurium pallidiflorum, I think that's how you say it. A strappy Anthurium. I don't have a strappy Anthurium and I've always wanted one of those. I just think they're so beautiful. So let's look up Anthurium pallidiflorum. I mean, look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow, that is beautiful. I actually see this Anthurium on top of my Ikea cabinet and cascading down. I think that would be beautiful. That is a very beautiful Anthurium. I have to have that next year for sure. This one's only $69. I feel like that's not a terrible price. I see a couple that's like $119. Here's one that's $33. That's not too expensive. Oh, it's a tiny baby though. See, I feel like that's a lot for just a baby. Here's one for $60. That's a decent size. Okay, so they're not terribly expensive. So yeah, I would definitely get one of those for sure. Anthurium pallidiflorum, yeah, beautiful Anthurium. So if you have this one, do you like it? I feel like I don't really see them that much. I don't really see people talk about them that much, but I've always wanted one. But if you have one, do you like one? Or do you like yours? This one is like speaking to me. Where is this one? Is this in the US? Oh no, this is from Ecuador. See, I can't get that one. Next Anthurium that I've always wanted is a red crystal from Thiccly Plants. I don't even know if you can buy those anymore. Yes, you can. Oh wait, that's a hybrid. I've always wanted the red crystal from Thiccly. I don't know if anyone is selling that. Let me put it into Google. See, that is beautiful. There is a red crystal times Ace of Spade on Etsy for $75, but I just want the red crystal. There's a Thiccly red crystal times NSE port. Those are going for $268. Oof. See, I just want the red crystal. That is so pretty. I love how they come in like this really beautiful red. Oh wait, here's one from Monstera X. Anthurium red crystal Thiccly, $275. I feel like that's a lot. Anthurium crystal red Zara times self. It's a little seedling. I don't know. I have to do some digging to see if I could possibly get one. I don't really know, but they're just beautiful. Okay, so here's a better photo of the red crystal. I mean, do you see how red it is? It's so pretty. I would love to get one of these. I don't know. I'd have to do some digging into this one. I just feel like Anthurium is so out of my like knowledge base. There's just so many different kinds, but I just feel like that red and pink veining is so pretty. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous so beautiful. I know there's like different forms of it too, so I don't know. I guess I'd want one similar to this one if I can't get like a true red crystal, you know? But that was on my wish list a long time ago. I wish I would have gotten one sooner, but that's okay. I would love to have that one day. Oh, so there is one more Anthurium, which is the Delta Force, and those are, I think, pretty expensive. But the Delta Force was crossed with a Clarinervium and a Potato radiatum, and I actually crossed both of those Anthuriums, and I have 3 little baby seeds growing, and they're in my cabinet, and they're starting to grow and get their little leaves, so I hope they do look like the Delta Force. But let me show you what the Delta Force looks like if you don't know, because it is gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at this. Look at this. That is a beautiful Anthurium. It's like a little like wing shape. I don't know. But I would definitely want a Delta Force if I didn't have like a little whole seedling that I crossed already. So I don't know. I don't know how much they're going for. How much is a Delta Force going for? Monstera X Marketplace, Anthurium Delta Force, $12,000? That cannot be true. Is that true? Are they really that expensive? But since I have my own little seedlings I created, hopefully they'll look like this and I'll be satisfied. But yeah, that one was definitely one that I wanted because I just think it's so unique. And it's just a beautiful leaf shape. My only other like plant genus that's on my wish list is Hoya, which is kind of surprising because I feel like I'm not that much of a Hoya person anymore. I probably have like 25 Hoya in my collection, but I have a lot of the common Hoya. And I was actually looking, and I don't really have silvery blue Hoyas, and those are some of my favorite plant leaves. So I have like a list of 4 Hoyas that I want to get, and maybe 2024 will be the year that I get some of these. Some are common. I think some are just a couple. I think a couple are a little bit more expensive. But Hoyas are nice because I feel like I haven't really appreciated my Hoyas a lot recently because I like my big leafed plants better, like Monstera and my velvety phyllos and my huge Alocasias, like my huge fried egg behind me. That I kind of put some Hoyas on the back burner, and I feel bad about that, but I do really like Hoya plants. I feel like if I maybe invest in some Hoya that I really, really want and like, I'll maybe like them a bit more. At least that's what I'm hoping. So a Hoya that I have is the Hoya Polynura, and I love it. But I do want to get the outer variegated. And there's also an inner variegated one too, which I didn't realize. Look at that. That is beautiful. I love, it's like one of my favorite Hoya, and it's actually going to bloom for the first time. It has so many peduncles coming in. I've had my Polynura for a really long time, but I think the outer variegated is beautiful. It has the white margin. Like, that is beautiful. Is that not gorgeous? I think the inner or the outer variegated, isn't there like a brogette version or something too? I think any one of those I would be super happy with. Oh look, here's someone selling cuttings. Ooh. Where are they located? Oh, California. So cuttings for $50. That's not too bad. I would be tempted to get a cutting. I mean, look how cute that is. Is $50 a lot for one of those? Oh, here's one for $75. I don't know if that's a good or bad price for these. I don't know how much they're going for. But I would be tempted to buy like just a small cutting because my Polynura started from a cutting. I don't know if the inner variegated is more expensive or not. Oh wow, inner variegated. $328? What? I did not know they were that expensive. This one here is $988. $1,000 for that? There's no way. Although the inner variegated is very beautiful. $1,000. $625. Looks like I'll be getting the outer variegated because those are more affordable. Inner variegated is too expensive right now. This is $71.99. Oh, rooted cutting, one node. So not this entire plant. So I would probably go with this $50 one. That's more reasonable. Even though it's just a cutting. Or this one for $75. Yes, I will get the outer variegated. Maybe 1 year down the road, I'll get the inner variegated and do like a combo pot or something. I can see that. But I feel like they're just it's such a beautiful Hoya. It's probably actually my top Hoya that I currently own. I just love it. And I'm so excited for it to bloom. I can't wait for that. Another one that's very common that I don't have that I want is a Hoya Croniana Eskimo. And I think that's like super inexpensive. Like this one here is only $19.80. And I think that's this full pot. Yeah, less than $20. And I think that's a beautiful Hoya. I think it's just the silvery blue. I don't really have one like this. So I will definitely get this next year. Or if I if I end up placing an Etsy order for that, I'm still thinking about that poly that I might order after this video. I might be tempted to get this one too. See, that's beautiful. I want one that's like all silver. Like this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Is this from the Green Escape? This is the same one that has the poly. It's a plug. We're gonna add this to our cart. And it's just gonna sit in there for a minute. It's from the same shop, so this must be this must be a meant to be type of thing. But anyway, I think it's a beautiful Hoya. I've always wanted one. I've never like come across one ever. But I feel like it's $13 a lot for that little plug. Like this is a full long basket here for $40. Like look at that. See, that is gorgeous. Where is this? California. I don't know. I'm gonna add this one to my cart just to put it in there so I can look at it later because I don't wanna miss out on it. But I kind of like growing things from small. But if I'm gonna get the Alocasia, then I'd rather just pay the $13 to get a small starter plant and then I'll just grow it. Okay, so let's move on. So next up is another common Hoya. I actually have 4 or 5 Hoyas on this list, which is weird. Hoya Mathilde, I don't have one and I always wanted one, but I want the splash version and I want the very splashy one. I've always wanted a Hoya Mathilde. I just never got one. See, and I have the Hoya Curtisii, which kind of is similar in that pattern. So I don't know. It just has to be very variegated. I want like all silver on it. Super splash. Here's one that's super splash. $37.99. I know. Is that expensive? See, like this one here, it says 2-inch for $11. See, that one's not splashy. I just want one that's very splashy. So we still are looking at around $50. Here's one for $69. That's super splashy. So yeah, I think that one's a little bit more expensive than the Eskimo one, but I feel like I would want it eventually. I just think I like the round shaped leaves to it. And then the last 2 Hoyas, they kind of look similar, I think, but I know they're more expensive, is a Hoya, I think it's a New Guinea Ghost or a mint coin. I think I was looking at both of those and they both spoke to me. So the New Guinea Ghost is like this right here. I think it was the pink that caught me. Like that picture right here is absolutely stunning. That is a gorgeous plant. This is $63.75. Is this the exact? Oh wait, listing is for 1 rooted mid cutting. Is this what I would get though? Or is this, you will receive the exact plant in the picture? That's gorgeous, $63. I'm just gonna add this to cart just to put it in there. Maybe they're not as expensive as I thought. Here's one for $67.49. See, that's beautiful. I love that color. I feel like I need one of these one day. This Argentine Princess is really pretty too. It's another one of those colors. This one's $80. That's very beautiful. It's kind of like the Crimson Princess in a way. Okay, let's type in the mint coin because that's the other one I was looking at. Hoya mint coin. See, I think that's pretty too. So this is $59. So they're not super expensive. I feel like most of these Hoyas are in like the $40, $50, $60, $70 range for some of them. Oh, here's a Lacunosis silver mint coin, but I think I was wanting the mint coin. Am I looking at the right one? Let's type it into Google. Hoya mint coin. I thought the mint coin was more rounded. I don't even know if that's the right name for it, but anyway. Yeah, probably the New Guinea Ghost slash mint coin slash the Eskimo, and then the other one. I think they're just, the silvery blue on Hoyas is what I'm wanting because I just think it's so pretty and so beautiful, and I think I would want one of those one day. But I feel like my top Hoya is the outer variegated Polyneura, since the inner is way too expensive, and then probably the Croniana Eskimo because it's so pretty, and then maybe the New Guinea Ghost. So I'll probably look at getting one of those Hoyas and one of the variegated Alocasia here, and then the Pallidiflorum, the Anthurium Pallidiflorum. I think that's like one of my top ones. I just think it's so pretty and I have to have it. So yeah, that is my 2024 wish list. I'm excited. That would be fun to check all these plants off, but I know that's probably not going to happen for next year. But yeah, I'm going to keep this little list with me, and I'm going to see what all I can acquire off of here. I feel like my budget's good. It's not anything super. I think the most expensive one on here is the variegated Alocasia cabria, and then the inner variegated Hoya, and probably the red crystal Anthurium and the caramel marble were probably the top expensive ones. But I'm excited for these, and yeah, I'm excited to get some plants that I'm excited for and that I know. I feel like I've been into plants now since like pandemic times, early 2020, end of 2019, that I feel like most of my collection I got during a time where I wanted like any and everything. It's weird, I guess my view on plants have changed a little bit. Let me know down below in the comments which one of these, like if you have any of these plants, let me know. And then like, what's your top plant for 2024? Like what's your number one absolute plant that you have to have so I can get more ideas? But yeah, let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if I end up, I'm probably going to end up going on to Etsy after this video and looking, but if I end up purchasing, I will leave something here and then look forward to an unboxing video if that's the case. I'm supposed to be on a plant ban, and kind of broke that a little bit ago. So I feel like if I broke it, then what's buying one more plant? It is the holiday time. So we'll see. We'll see if I end up buying something. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I will talk to you guys again very soon.